I'm going to read out today some excerpts of an interview with Tomino. To quote Tomino here, "The original plan was to complete everything in one story, have Mobile Suit Gundam as a one-shot anime, but we ended up continuing it. The past 40 years have been a constant struggle of figuring out how to draw out and extend Gundam. I believe it's been a 40-year long history of everything else losing to Mobile Suit Gundam." "Losing to Mobile Suit Gundam?" the interviewer asks. "Yes, I don't think any of the others have captured the same popularity Mobile Suit Gundam did." In an answer to another question, Tomino says, "I was stuck on how to make the series appear science fiction-y. The story became the One-Year War Chronicles at some point in the planning process. I thought about lightly sprinkling in this idea of new types, but I knew I couldn't haphazardly write it. Regardless, the second the word emerged in an episode, this word that offered the theory of human evolution, I realized that because I had no knowledge about philosophy, I couldn't draw out the full potential of its plotline. I worried how in the world we would continue in the second core, but it was around that time that we were told the show was cancelled. I was relieved it got to have its brief life at least. Unfortunately, it was the exact opposite. It narrowly escaped death, and because the idea wasn't fleshed out, it ended up remaining a constant topic of discussion. It became a legend," the interviewer adds. "It exploded." This is Tomino's answer now. "However, by insisting on using philosophy, human evolution dips into philosophical theories. And honestly, that's speaking too lightly of the field and putting too many restrictions on it. That's something I've wanted to say for the past 30 years, but I never had a stage like this to say it. Frankly, I thought I could run away from it. I thought by not bringing up the question in the slightest I could escape. When I first thought it was all over, the studio came to me asking if I was going to work on the next one. I asked them next what? When they responded Gundam, I felt depressed." The interviewer laughs. "So by the time Mobile Suit Gundam was cancelled," Tomino answers, "I'd already run out of ideas. Any and all talent I had as a writer already left me. Some of my following anime weren't very good, right? If I had to pin down what exactly made them bad, I would have to say they were all a little too realistic. You could essentially see the pictures we were using as a foundation, and that's not a good thing with anime. I really shouldn't bring up Miyazaki Hayao here, but every so often I would catch a peek at the kind of work he was doing. No matter what, when you think of anime, you think of Miyazaki." Laughs. "But you know, I'm not stupid. I knew I couldn't go down the same route as him, and I couldn't work on children's anime like Doraemon or Obake no Kyutaro. I was left wondering what to do and fell into despair. That's when they came to me with Zeta Gundam, or well, Gundam Part 2 at that point, and I realized that I already had the label of giant robot Tomino. With that realization, I had to put some careful thought into the idea that this was the career I'd have for the rest of my life. It's not anything to be proud of."